WATP.
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 Hello, Rubber Dicks and Cuzzaroos. Welcome to a very special emergency episode of Who Are These Podcasts? This is a very exciting event we have tonight. Adam Bush is here. Welcome, Adam.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Eric Nagel is here. What's up, Eric?
I'm mad at Adam. I'm not going to take it anymore.
Eric has been under the weather, and he decided to pull through for this important episode. Thank you for being here and
Thank
doing
you for
this.
having me.
It's a fantastic time to be alive because FU Friday is still happening on the Opie radio stream.
Like right now as we do this?
No, it happens on Fridays. It's FU Friday.
All right. I thought it was a marathon.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on right now. I'll tell you what's happening. Opie did an FU Friday on Friday, and I love covering that. I usually cover it on the Saturday shows of WATP because I find it enthralling, amazing. It's everything that Jocktober stands for. You know, it's like, well, what's grinding your gears this week? And Opie really gets into it with, things like potholes, taxes. You know, it's like, whoa, this is wild. And so this week, my buddy Adam Bush was involved in FU Friday. I didn't want to step on his toes because sometimes, every now and again, Adam gets involved in something and I cover it without him. And then it's like, oh, that was kind of shitty. And I agree with that. So I said, I'm not doing an Opie segment on Saturday. We got to cover this FU Friday. It's very important because Ron the Wager's Venmo was talked about at length. We finally got, for the first time, Opie showing what Ron's Venmo address is. Not just that QR code in the corner. And we asked a lot of questions. Adam was there to ask some questions. So I wanted Adam to be here to address that. I thought, by the time we get to this on Wednesday, it's old news. We got to do this now. We got to do this tonight. And that's why we're here to do this. And of course, Eric is here because Eric's a huge fan of Greg Opie Hughes. And he's going to have our counterbalance. He's going to be like, well, hold on a second, guys. Opie's a great guy. And here's why. So that's an important element of WATP. We have the person who's just like, I think that Stuttering John's a shitty whack packer. Then the guy who comes out and goes, actually, no, he's quite talented.
I got my pom-poms right over here.
Perfect. I appreciate that. And by the way, I should mention, you're watching the stream right now. I appreciate you guys being here. You can participate in the show and also support us by going to supertip.gg/WATP. And that money goes to Moody and Melton's broken back, and maybe some of it trickles into me and producer Chris. Not Eric. Don't worry. None of it's going to Eric. Don't worry about that. I promise you. No one with a family is getting any of the money that you said this way. I promise you that. Supertip.gg/WATP. Before we get into Opie, and I have a lot to talk about as far as Opie goes. We have a lot to talk about. Detox Illuminati sent me a TikTok compilation of Jerry Banfield. Now, Eric, you go back a ways with WATP, so I'm sure you're familiar with Jerry Banfield when we first started covering the guy, right?
Yeah. I think I started paying attention when he was doing game streams or something, right? Wasn't he streaming video games?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh. He's, and then he disappeared for a while, or you got bored with him. I don't remember what it was. But the fact that he's been back, and that time episode you just did was maddening. I'm walking around, the house, and I'm just sitting there and like, time doesn't mean anything on other places. No shit. That's like basic science that you learn in elementary school.
He's like, did you know, like, if you were on another planet that 24 hours wouldn't mean a day? Yeah, I know that. I'm pretty sure I know that. No
you know time's different in Europe than it is now? It's a different time over there.
It's wild. Anyway, so Jerry Banfield is an amazing character. I find him fascinating. We've been bringing him back because he just came back to the internet. He's been on fire. But a lot of people don't know the backstory. And we started covering Jerry when he was $600,000 in debt and explaining how he got into debt, why he's in debt, how he's going to get out of it. And I always found this character fascinating for that reason. This compilation does an amazing job of going back in time and showing people what Jerry has been like based on the TikToks that he's put out over the years. And guys, just tell me to pause it at any time because this is fascinating.
Is having $600,000 in debt actually a blessing? I think it is because I'm actually having fun, learning, growing, trying new things. I was so frustrated with my finances last year, and now I'm actually grateful for this adventure in my life. I talked to a bankruptcy attorney today about my $70,000 in personal loans and credit card debt, and it seems the best option is for me to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy at the beginning of 2020, which will erase all those loans. I'm not declaring bankruptcy. Even though we've got $660,000 in debt, I've spent way more than I've made this year. We're going to make this work. I'm going to sell everything I can and reduce expenses and increase income. Instead of declaring bankruptcy, I'm cutting everything I can. One of the things I'm cutting is massages for like $600 a month. I'm replacing those with taking baths totally for free. It's helping me relax and fall asleep.
One of the things that we've learned about Jerry, he loves massages. He's always has money for massages, no matter what, no matter how much money.
Money for food, for child support, for rent, clothes, everything. But the massage budget is good.
He gets off the park bench and walks over to the massage parlor. He's like, "All right, it's my appointment." And it's wild that a guy would think this way. That's why I find him fascinating. He's $600,000 in debt. And he's like, "I'm going to pay it off. I'm not going to file bankruptcy. And the way I'm going to do that is by taking bubble baths instead of getting massages." It's like, that's not really going to put a dent in it, Jerry. It's neither here nor there, I would imagine.
Nor is it a good substitution for, like, we all know he's not going for legitimate massages, but if you were going to a legitimate place, right? Mm-hmm. A bubble bath is not the same as getting like a deep tissue or the hot rocks or any of that other stuff there. Sitting in a bubble bath is sitting in your own filth, prettied up. Does he do the bath bombs? So it fizzes and has the colors.
Sure he does, yeah.
Yeah, this is said. And men should not be doing videos from a bathtub, from a shower, in a towel, any of that stuff.
In a hot tub,
yeah,
with your buddy's wife who you're fucking. There's a lot of examples of this.
Or the one that Rob did where he's holding champagne and you're kind of right. Trying to avoid. Yeah.
Yeah, you should never be in water, submerged in water when you're doing a live stream. Good point.
My wife and I paid off almost $6,000 in debt last month, down from $657,000 to $651,000. We've cut $50,000 in expenses a year. We're on our way to zero, and we appreciate your help.
Jeez, I can't believe she left him. He's like, yeah, we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done with this debt in no time.
Yeah, and you keep announcing it like it's the fucking national debt clock that's in Times Square, where you're watching it just constantly change over. It's like, we're down here. Stop announcing your family's hardships.
Yeah, you're also never gonna get to the bottom of this. It's never gonna.
But this goes back how far are these videos?
So we're looking at 2020 right now, but I mean, he goes back to like 2014. When he started streaming and talking about
addicted to being in debt.
Yes.
It makes him feel important. It makes I get like it's the only way people pay attention to him is if he's going through a hardship. It's like girl drama. We all know those girls that always have a problem, that always have some kind of thing with their family. There's never anything happy or good going on there. They're always the person that has to have an issue so that they're the centerpiece of a conversation, or you'll talk to them or interact with them in any way.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet that if we have video of him when he's on top, he still has that same like deer in headlights, like someone has a gun to his face, like scared, panicked look in his eye and sound in his voice. Because what he doesn't understand is that he sounds like he's falling. He sounds completely out of control, and he looks dead inside. His voice is dead. So you're getting nothing. And I think it's the same when he's on top. I think he's also like, okay, well, we have all this money and the taxes are coming in, and I loaned $500,000 to my person at the salon, so I'm worried about that. And it's just like, it never ends. Like you're saying, this is it forever. And no one will ever give him money, because who wants to live like that?
I also think too that if he came into, like, if he didn't work this nonsense into getting out of debt, somehow money was just bestowed onto him, he won the lottery or something, right? He seems like the kind of asshole that would go to one of the Indian casinos in Florida and go, I'm putting it all on red for this win thing. I'm live streaming. Yes. He's hyping up the event. And then, oh, well, easy come, easy go. It wasn't my money to begin with. Like, he's that kind of guy.
Well, he was an alcoholic, and according to him, he's in AA and he goes to meetings all the time, and he's figured that out. A lot of guys replace one addiction with another.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely something going on here where he needs to be on the edge at all times. And now he's addicted to getting turned down by dates. He loves that. He loves being rejected and ghosted by women who can't stand him. And he loves borrowing money that he'll never pay back.
At 9 years old, my friend was kidnapped and tortured for 3 days. I cried for 20 minutes when he told me, and I asked God, why do you make the world like this? The answer I received was, so you can help each other. My grandfather just passed away today. I hadn't seen him in 25 years. His name was Ernie. I love you, Ernie. Rest in peace. I was reading a book this morning called The Worthy Woman's Handbook. I did a little exercise having my inner child write. I wrote with my right hand as the adult and the left hand as the child. And I cried when the child side wrote that I'm afraid of being alone. I just sent my energy out all over the world.
Who doesn't love this guy? Come on.
It had the delivery of like a Tom Myers joke. It felt like a punchline was coming.
That's pretty good.
That's like a low budget horror movie. When I picked up the pencil with my other hand and I wrote a completely different message, and you're like, oh,
I surprised
bipolar or
myself.
something.
Like it's a Ouija board. Holy shit.
Experienced holding hundreds of thousands of people's hands. I experienced a grieving mother's loss of her child. I sent love out to all the people on earth. It felt so good. Ladies, this video is for you to let you know I love how you look without even trying. First thing in the morning, show me your real skin with no makeup. Companies make billions of dollars selling you beauty products when I already think you look beautiful without them. I love you so, my sweetest love, my sweetest love. I love you so. Be still and know that I am God. How can you remain peaceful during an election year? Just remember that whoever wins will be taking the same orders from the shadow government.
That doesn't make me feel good at all, actually. That's kind of what I'm stressed out about there, Jerry. Jesus. Why would you say that?
More about that in another video. I remember my parents having sex on the night I was conceived. I remember choosing them to be my parents and knowing everything about their lives. God said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes, they're going to be perfect." I noticed during sex that...
Wow.
How the fuck is this guy the fastest sperm? I can't even imagine a scenario where that happens.
That smile at the end, when like the pause that he didn't, or whoever edited this, or you, or whatever, right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like a demon trying to pretend to be a human being, or an alien trying to pretend to be a human being. Everything he does is not how a human functions or says things. It's always just off in everything he does.
He has 2 children and an ex-wife. It's wild.
Picture you're like falling down a well, and it goes on forever. And while you're falling, I'm like, just quickly teach me fractions, and then we'll save you. And you have to like show someone how to do it while everything. That's what he seems like. So the smile is like holding on for dear life, while his eyes are like, please help me.
I noticed during sex that I say yes a lot. Yes, yes, yes. And I thought, what if I said yes that many times throughout the rest of my day? How good would I feel? I intend
You get kicked out of the grocery store for that, I'm pretty sure.
to say yes 1,000 times today, and I challenge you, can you say yes 1,000 times today? How often to have sex? 2 to 7 times a week with someone else is best for health and happiness. 0 times a week alone is best to promote finding someone else to connect with. Here's an all-natural way to get high. Get one of these fitness trampolines, play either one of these deadmau5 songs, jump on it for about 10 minutes. I guarantee you'll be high by the end of it. Dude.
That's dizzy. That's not high.
Yeah, that's lack of oxygen.
Plus, I prefer Skrillex. I don't know. I'm kind of old school like that. Deadmau5 is fine. But
I'm more of a Calvin Harris man myself.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. I mean, to each their own.
I just had an amazing experience while I was jumping on my trampoline. The best way I can describe it was like an out
What's that?
I said he hit the ceiling fan.
I was jumping on my trampoline. The best way I can describe it, it was like an out-of-body experience. I was able to be at family members and friends' homes. I was able to see the souls of everyone following me. A masked man.
So we got a voicemail on WTP this weekend, and a guy who is in recovery said, there's no way this is a sober man who's in meetings and is a sponsor of other people. Just the way, I mean, what is going on here? It just seems like there's something else happening.
Yeah, he might be sober, but he's not in any kind of program that's checking up on him or holding him really accountable, because he's like,
Right.
floating away. He's not
He's manic.
grounded to anyone or anything, and certainly
Right.
has no business offering anybody advice on anything.
Has he always been this kind of pseudo-religious since you've been following him?
Yes and no. He's always been very spiritual. But
Okay.
I think recently he's found God. It seems to be an epidemic that's going on where all these people are finding God and then telling you about it.
Does he ever say that he belongs to a church or a religion or anything? Or is this like, because Scientology's down there where he lives. So is he part of that too?
Well, we don't talk about Scientology on this channel, Eric. I don't know if you know that. Like, we're pretty cool with Xenu, right? Praise Xenu.
Oh, hell.
Oh,
See the souls of everyone following me. A masked man took a grandmother hostage and was preparing to assault her. She realized this was the time to put her spiritual books into practice. She sent her attacker loving thoughts, asked about his family, and told him he was a nice man. He untied her and she escaped unharmed. A man broke into a mother's home while she was there with her daughter. The mother acted as if the man was somebody she already knew and started a normal conversation with him because she didn't want to alarm her daughter. The burglar followed the mother's lead and proceeded to act like a friend. When the police came, the burglar went quietly and nobody was hurt. Dr. Joe Dispenza had the privilege of being run over by an SUV in 1986. He broke 6 vertebrae and was told he needed surgery to avoid paralysis. Surgery meant 2 rods in his back and a lifetime of pain. He was the first one in the USA to refuse the surgery. He laid at home for 9 weeks and focused on healing himself. At 9.5 weeks, he walked back into his life fully healed. 30 years later, he's hardly ever had back pain.
Jerry's one of these guys who thinks the exception is the rule, and he likes to celebrate that. Didn't Steve Jobs do this? I'm pretty sure it was just like, oh, I just use, I'll figure out cancer with like some alternative medicine thing that probably works. He's just like, oh,
Yeah, that's denial.
yeah, it doesn't work. Never mind. I was wrong about that.
Is he on TikTok?
Yes, this is all TikTok.
And this stuff isn't going crazy on TikTok. This psychics. Oh my god,
There's
it's
too much of
insane.
it. There's so many.
Yeah, there's too many lunatics.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this is nothing new. The only thing really he had to contribute to it is adding the Stranger Things theme underneath, because that gets people to trust you.
True.
What if you never got sick again? What would you do with all that free time and energy? You can make this a reality today. As long as you will do this one thing. Say, I am healthy, once a minute, every day, all
That's a lot.
day.
That's a lot. That's a
Dude.
big commitment.
I always thought praying 5 times a day, I was like, man, Muslims have it rough, But saying I'm healthy every minute of every day, that seems like too much.
Think of all the timers you have to set on your phone to remind you that a minute passed.
Yeah,
that you need to say.
Who would want to hang out with you at lunch? You're just like, beep, 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 like, Carl, again? Yeah, hold on, I'm sorry.
All day. Sick people versus healthy people. Sick people are always trying to tell you how sick they are. Healthy people are always trying to tell you how healthy they are. That's because you are whatever you say you are. If you want to be healthy, then just start talking about how healthy you are. Change your words, change your life. I have a dream that one day my fellow human beings will have the courage to come out of their homes and refuse to be sick.
Don't do that.
What's up, homies? It's my first day in the hood. Y'all ready for me? Dude, it's my first week in the hood. I just got invited to the barbecue. Let's go.
How do you not love this guy?
Wakanda forever.
How do you not love Jerry Banfield?
Wow.
He's a character. What I love about Jerry, a lot of people who have been introduced to him recently go, well, this is not real. This is not a real person, and they're putting on an act. No, I think he really is a schizophrenic
Yeah.
who's lost his mind years ago and can't stop but advertise his lunacy nonstop, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I don't know how he hasn't been, like, even through his divorce proceeding, how he wasn't evaluated. Like the judge, the lawyers, nobody said he needs to be evaluated because it could be an endangerment to the family, the children, whatever the reason.
Like he does have partial custody of the children, and I guess the wife is fine with that and went along with it. But it is interesting. I wonder if, almost like Aaron Imholt, Aaron famously in court says, "Oh, I'm playing a character, Your Honor, on my show. I'm actually deathly afraid of Nick Rekieta and Patrick Melton. I pretend that I'm a tough guy and I can beat everyone up, but I'm actually a scared pussy." Does Jerry have to do the same thing? Can we find record of Jerry being like, "Oh, I'm playing a lunatic" on the internet? I don't think so.
He can't. He's like Clearwater Chat. Like when he still has those same wild eyes and the delivery is exactly the same, the judge or jury will not believe him. There's no change in tension. He's still like, not someone you'd feel comfortable leaving children with.
Well, we do have to get into Opie stuff,
Yeah.
who's another lunatic and possibly a schizophrenic. But I want to thank Vince the Lawyer for buying me views tonight. We have 3,500 people watching us live, which I'm sure is just an F you to Shuley by Vince the Lawyer. So thank you for doing that. But there are actual real people, aside from bots, watching the show. And they're participating over at supertip.gg/WATP. And I think this came in a couple days ago.
Good luck to the All Whites today, Moody.
Yeah, that was not for this show. Leverett Mystic, this was for This Little Piggy on Friday.
This little piggy slurped the man goo! This little piggy's goal was fumbled now! This little piggy is fighting with pay pigs! And this little piggy is crashing out! Wow!
His viewership's at an all-time low. Tune in to This Little Piggy Show.
Well done, Leverett Mystic. I'm sorry that came in late for us the other night.
She's coming back to late night for a week. It might be good to see to keep tabs on her for cringe clips or something.
Rosie O'Donnell, that's why she got a facelift. She's doing Jimmy Kimmel's show.
She's taking over for a week.
She's filling in for a week while Jimmy took off for the summer like other prominent hosts seem to do.
Yes,
but one of the week's fill-ins is Rosie O'Donnell.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be doing battle with ABC coming up soon. I'm sure they'll be striking my channel, but we will be playing clips of that. Chris Primer, a guy who gave Opie, not Opie, Ron the waiter, $250. I saw the receipts. I'll catch us later tonight. I'll be up in the morning to hang out with the Ope Star. Nothing but giggles and barrels of laughs.
See you there, Chris.
Chris is one of the good ones. Yes. Adam will be there as well.
He's one of mine.
Anonymous says, just get to the Venmo scam. I know, we're getting there. Opie. Destriga coming in.
Hola gringos, Lady K, what the fuck are you wearing? You live in Rochester, not Hawaii. It's hot enough so you get a little bit of a pass. I hate Jerry Banfield. Where does he live? He was an alcoholic freaking quitter. I'm still drinking and I rule the tiny fiefdom I live in like a true alcoholic. He's not having sex with another person. He's got a sex doll.
My penis is in a church all by itself. Church of the Feverish Handjob, done by the owner of said genitalia. Also, we can have cocaine to replace the 100 Hail Mary sex perverts have to do.
Doesn't seem so bad, actually. To answer your question, I was at a pool party today. So I was still dressed ridiculously. Doesn't fix anything. Raper Butt, happy Pride Month, Lady K. I see what you did there. Raper Butt, real piazza, this guy. Little $20. Hi, Nagel. You're my favorite O&A off mic guy. Sam Sucks. Question. How did you ever find Opie to be heroic? We, the audience, have seen what a talentless loser he is thanks to YouTube. How do you think he was talented at any point? How did you think he was talented at any point?
Well, different color glasses 22 years ago. It was supposed, like I said, it was supposed to be both. I didn't do both names on there, but on the positive, everyone on my hero list is dead. So clean slate, start over. I'll come up with a new one.
So I'm not a hero. Okay.
No.
Fair enough. Senator Coke Jaw, $2. You think Ron leans in when speaking face to face? Yeah, I bet he does. Actually, it's funny when we saw him waiting on Opie the first time we were introduced to him. he was very much leaning in.
Is
All
it
of his
him?
one-liners.
I wanted to ask this. Is it him leaning in, or sometimes when you see videos of old people on FaceTime or something, they could be standing there and they look over here, the camera kind of moves on their phone and their iPad and stuff. Is it it just zooms in on him?
No, it's him leaning in.
All right.
I know what you mean, because StreamYard, I had a version of StreamYard that was doing that. It was like following people's eyes and moving around. I had to delete that off my iPad. It was so annoying. Little says, get to the Venmo point, Club Foot Jesus, A Wipe Carl. It's the wrong order. Dabbling Dean, Eric, is Keanu your biggest loser in podcast deals?
Yeah, maybe. They didn't make any money, so.
Wait, you did a deal with Keanu for podcasting?
Yeah, that whole thing with her and her mom. I was doing a thing for another company. They were looking for, it's more of a female-based podcast company, and they were looking to get ins with comics and other people to do that. So I introduced them to several different female comedian podcasts and everything, and they wound up making deals. But they, once the deal was done, I was out. I was just the guy who brought it in, signed everything, and then I left, and it was between them and the company. And I guess they didn't get renewed after the first year. So
I remember them bragging about that deal. It was a big deal for them. They were finding the big time. I had no idea that you were involved in that.
Yeah, it was because they saw some of the stuff of her and her mom just talking and telling stories with each other. They liked that. But then she went into the whole Dabbleverse and all the other stuff, and it wasn't what they were interested in anymore. Like, she wasn't doing the mom and her stuff. She was doing all this other stuff. And I found out at the end of the contract, they didn't get renewed. So,
yeah, I actually have.
That's on them, not me.
I actually have the audio of the executives watching her show.
It stinks.
Go figure. Tim Matheson says, Carl, do you agree with Anthony Cumia that Shuli should fire his lawyer for his egregious spelling and grammar errors in this frivolous lawsuit? Anthony did not say that. I saw Anthony on Kevin Brennan yesterday or today, not saying that at all. Dabbling Dean, Eric, why does Gavin view you as worthless?
Probably because I was against the merger for 2 years and delayed it. So
Gavin sees a lot of people as worthless. Dabbling Dean, Adam, did you donate to Shuli incompetent MCDA lawyer?
Oh, no, I haven't yet. I did to his MDMA lawyer.
No gusto. What does this say? That looks like French.
It sure does.
And Peter O'Keefe says Shuli's expecting his usual 10% kickback. And Dabbling Dean, Eric, how much did you pay Aaron Imholt? How much did you pay Aaron Imholt, and why?
It wasn't a lot. I think it was maybe $200.
Did he hit the goal?
5 specials for us, and that was it.
Okay.
By the 4th and 5th, it wasn't what it wasn't what I thought I was getting. Because when we talked before and what he was starting to do, the first 1 or 2 episodes were fine. And then it started going haywire, and he started to be what he is now. And I was just like, this is not what we want. We're not continuing it anymore. So,
Eric, will you agree with me? All right, I get a lot of shit for this. People are just like, oh, Carl turned on Aaron. He finally saw the light. Aaron was better before, right? He's gotten way, way worse.
You were on his show.
Yes.
I did one appearance on his show. Like, he was a radio
Anthony
guy.
was on his show. He could
Yeah.
have like a normal conversation with you. And when him and April were on the show together, it seemed like a normal kind of show where they just kind of like went through topics and shot the shit.
Yeah.
It's weird now.
He was something completely different. And the fact that, I was tired of comics can do podcasts by themselves, but this was when a lot of radio people were not working anymore. And I was like, let's take some shots on some radio people and see how it goes. And he had, that controversial pass about shitting on a lady in another market because she got a job that he wanted. And that's fine. It was like, all right, it'll bring some attention. We'll see how it goes. We did one episode with him in April. It worked great. Second episode, he didn't want April on there. He just did it. And I told him, I said, the feedback's terrible. Put April back on there with you. And then that became a point of contention going forward. And then we stopped doing business with him. But he was one guy doing a radio show, a talk show, that kind of thing. And then just transformed into whatever this is now.
Speaking of what this is now, Jim and them, we had an amazing episode on WATP on Saturday because the great Corey Feldman was interviewed by Jamie Kennedy on Jamie Kennedy's show. And without saying the names Jim and them were brought up a couple of different times throughout the episode. And I was a little disappointed because I've learned that Jim is getting paid by pedophiles to make fun of Corey Feldman. I didn't realize that. I thought that, I thought that Jim was just like a guy who likes to podcast and found out that Corey Feldman's a ridiculous person and thought it was funny to make fun of him. But it turns out, according to Corey, that, and you probably understand this, Adam, you live out in Hollywood, the underbelly there, the Satanists who are constantly molesting children, they have deep pockets. And so they're constantly throwing money at people like Drew Lane and Jim and them and Dan Soder, anyone else from the Bonfire. Like, hey,
they know fringe podcasts and terrestrial radio is the way to get the message out, just like a disclosure day.
Correct. So they're throwing money at them, and Jim and them disappointed me when I found that out today, and he's here.
Is this what we're mad about today? The old pester trying to wet his beak. Ron owes me. That's why I take a cut of his tips.
That's what we're going to talk about, Jim. Thank you for bringing that up. We got to figure out, we need to get to the bottom of what's going on with Ron's Venmo, because I found out since I announced this episode, even more people have given money to Ron than we even knew about. So Ron's got hundreds of dollars sitting there in that Venmo and crying poor. We're going to get to that in just a moment.
Tried to amend my carnivorous habits, made it nearly 70 days. Losing weight without speed, eating sunflower seeds, drinking lots of carrot juice, and soaking up rays. But at night I'd have these wonderful dreams. Some kind of sensuous treat. Not zucchini, fettuccine, or bulgur wheat, but a big warm bun and a huge hunk of meat. Cheeseburger in paradise. Heaven on earth with an onion slice. Not too particular, not too precise. I'm just a cheeseburger in paradise.
Fine, I'll never wear a Hawaiian t-shirt on the show again. You got me. Jesus Christ. I hear ya. Bacon Bits, my man, gifted a Who Are These Podcast membership. Thank you very much for doing that, Bacon Bits, and good to see you. Vegas Law Tube. I'm a fan, Eric. Why don't you go on Sam's show? I think despite all the O&A drama, you guys would still have a bond. Sam is doing well, and I think you'd fit in well with the current format sans Jim.
They've never asked to be on, and I'm not going to ask to go on people's shows for no reason. And I talked to Sam once in a while. There's no problems between us. They just never asked me to come on.
Bonkers Feline Sheila. Seeing Adam's recent Few Good Men monologue got me thinking. It would be awesome to see Adam replicate a few minutes of John's stream, green screen adjustments, multi-drink chugging, spit yelling.
Yeah, I was working on Hamlet, but I can do that too. I can do that. I'll put that in there.
Joseph Collins, getting ready for a long shift at work. Thanks for the emergency show. No problem, Joseph Collins. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what happened on Opie's show on Tuesday when Ron came back to the show. It was Tony P on Monday. Ron was back on Tuesday, and Ron had put out the Venmo the week before. Everyone was excited about that. And so we wanted to find out what's going on with the Venmo. How are things going? Ronnie Babes.
Listen, it's Venmo Ronnie Day. Venmo Ronnie. Put your money where your mouth is, bitches. You hate watchers. You're full of, you're just liars.
But by the way,
if you put the Venmo Ronnie up, we'll donate handsomely to Ron because we like the Ron. All right,
by the way,
then do it. I'll get a complete report for Ron later. Do it. Do it.
Listen. You guys fucking begged me to get this fucking Venmo QR code. I'm not tech savvy. It took me months to figure this out.
Right, they got it.
Show me it was worth the time.
Show me the money. Just say it, Ron.
Show me the money.
Now, that'd be a funny bit if it was just like, hi, I'm kidding, guys. But thank you so much for your generosity, But instead, it's like, Roger's like, you fucking assholes. I guess, I don't know if you realize what I went through. I know people complain about being at Vietnam or, maybe Iraq, Operation Desert Shield, whatever. I don't know if you guys realize I had to set up a Venmo account. I didn't have help with this. This was something I did. But I had to set up a whole Venmo account, and now you guys aren't even paying me shit tons of money. He comes off like an asshole in this. very unlikable.
We're gonna see some examples throughout the course of this of Opie clearly manipulating Ron. So I'm gonna ask your help in deciding whether Opie is trying to pull a fast one here, Opie and Ron are, or whether Ron has no idea, because I can't tell whether he's aware of what's happening or not.
That's a good point. Okay. So Opie's clearly competitive. He's got his PayPal donation thing set up, which actually, Eric, I need to talk to you about that. But first, let's watch this clip. This is again from Tuesday.
Can I go back to PayPal? Oh, PayPal Ope is down scrolling, by the way. That's my actual link to PayPal me. And I give out thank you notes, handwritten thank you notes.
Why is it? You can't click on the thing on the bottom.
No, you can't.
And it's not like it would be paypal.com/Opie Radio. So, I mean, that makes sense in order to put it there. But you've got slashes and random letters and numbers and stuff like that. Like, who's...
He also, if you notice, he cut it off. He trimmed it in the hopes that just what would be passable as an accidental mistake would fuck it up. Because there's 4 little boxes in the corner that you're supposed to scan, and you can only really see 3 there. And I only learned that with an iPhone, you can actually take a screenshot and then touch the screenshot, and it will open it up. I never knew that.
So Ron's Venmo, it turns out you don't have to take a photo with your phone. You could actually do a screenshot while you're watching.
Yep.
And then click on it, and it'll open up his Venmo. I didn't know that either. That's news to me.
Mm-hmm.
But what Eric was talking about is Opie's URL that's scrolling across the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to read it to you. All right, I've muted the video. Let me read this to you. It says, paypal.com/NCP/payment/JANCGHFW7GJHA. Good luck. Give me money.
You're supposed to have, you only put online or in that kind of advertisement what they call vanity URLs, so that you put it up there so that it relates to your image, your branding, whatever, and it's simple to remember. Putting that out there does no good, won't help at all. And then
the fact that it's moving, the fact that it's like a train you have to catch and then wait for it to come back around to write down.
For example, Eric Nagel, fightthedabbler.com redirects to the GoFundMe if you want to help us fund the lawsuit that John brought to us. See, I have that scrolling in the bottom. Vanity URL. Redirects.
If I ever get a Venmo, I'll say thank you, but I haven't had the opportunity. No one's...
Ooh, this is so shitty right here because we all know that people have Venmo'd Ron. So you got to wonder, like, what's the angle here? Just not being grateful at all? This guy broadcasts for 36 people at a time. And he's concerned he's not making enough money from us? It's wild.
Do you think Ron's lying? He's just using it as like a way to hype it up. It's like, if I ever got one, maybe I would talk about it.
I'm going to let Adam opine on this one because I don't know the answer. And I think Adam's studied it more than I have.
I can't say yet. We're all going to have to figure this out together.
Okay.
But I do think right now at this point, because Opie keeps saying you made $37, you made $57. And he's been saying that way past the point where we know for a fact he's been sent at least $500 or a little less. So that's why either Ron doesn't know or he's hyping it up with Opie. It's one or the other. I'm leaning towards the former.
Sending me anything.
Oh, these money bags. All we need is Venmo Ronnie up there, and we're going to donate a lot of money. Are you? Because I know how much Ronnie brought in, and you're a bunch of liars.
I don't see it.
You're lying through your teeth. You're lying.
I had the theme song, moving on up to the side. I finally have a piece of the pie.
Slow down.
But I have to stay in my fucking basement in fucking Astoria.
So I mentioned on WTP on Wednesday that I sent Ron money, producer Chris sent Ron money, Chris Primer sent me the receipt of $250. I got a note today from a certain doctor that some of us know pretty well who sent me the receipt. He sent him $201.
Wow.
And that was back on June 19th. So that's before this happened. Well before this happened. So we're talking about literally hundreds of dollars have come in to Ron, and you just heard him say, I've got nothing. And he's crying about it. These fucking assholes, and Opie's going, oh, money bag said they would give you money, and then they didn't. It's enraging.
What if this, as we're trying to figure this out, I just saw that PayPal has the thing where you can request payment or request a refund for a payment that you made. If he's saying that he's not getting all this stuff, what's to stop everyone out there that made legitimate donations to file the thing to request the money back? Yeah. And then will we hear about that on the next stream, that they're getting flooded with this? Or does Opie bring it up that I'm getting flooded with requests for Ron payments?
That's interesting, because there's two possible scenarios, as Adam pointed out. Ron is confused, doesn't realize money's coming in, or they have this little meeting behind the scenes. They're like, hey, let's act like no money's coming in, and let's fuck with everyone and see if we can get even more money doing it that way. If the latter is the case, then it'd be hilarious if everyone took their money back. If the former is the case, I feel bad, because Ron's just an idiot who doesn't understand how to look into his Venmo. He doesn't get the email notifications that say, hey, by the way.
But you got to science it out, you know?
That's true. That is very true. Well, this was on Tuesday. Fast forward to Friday, and people are like, why is this an emergency episode? Oh, there's a reason. It's because we're grifters, and we're grifting. But also, we have new content to share with you that's very important. And my buddy Adam was in the chat watching the show Friday morning, a big FU Friday. And it started out, as it normally does, with typical show formats, FU, Who to Man. Who to Man, I feel like, is being neglected lately. I'm not getting enough Who to Man content.
We could use some positivity, you know?
Right, yeah, like, seriously, like, who is the man? And maybe Tony P has an idea.
Well, do you have one, Ron? Anything come to mind?
I didn't prepare Who the Man. I prepared.
You have to prepare.
I have one.
All right, go ahead, Tony. Who the man?
Who the man, Ope?
Thank you,
man.
brother.
For saving a life.
Thank you,
for
brother.
saving a life. For doing
a
absolutely
little fucking
nothing.
right up your ass.
That's why I'm starting to like Mondays with Tony more and more, because he comes on this thing and
kisses your ass.
He's nice. He has empathy.
This is your little white ass.
He acknowledges talent. He acknowledges me being a 2-time hero.
All right, I have an FU.
Yeah.
Opie laughs it up too. It really does encourage these guys to just praise him as much as possible. Could you imagine Opie ever just being like, come on. Not me. Come on. What else you got? That's silly. Opie's like, yeah, that's right. I am a hero. I am the man. Let's not forget about that.
He always does this divide and conquer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not like in a psychological way where you're doing it behind the scenes so that the others don't know, and then it builds up and, you know, you can control the situation. He does it in front of them, thinking that it's going to rally the troops or rally everybody else to step up their game while doing this show. Ron's already saying it's because he kisses your ass. That's why you like him right now, because he kisses your ass. And that's why Tony will get the invite. I know that was a thing for a while. Ron wanted to come out to his beach house, but Ope has no interest in any of that. And I don't blame him. He's been burnt a few times by inviting people out to his beach house, as we all know.
True, yeah.
He's very very protective of all of that stuff. I'm also curious about what is on his face.
Oh, you noticed
that? He's gonna get into that. Yeah,
it's nothing. Why would you even notice that? It's nothing.
There
Why you gotta be such a hater?
All right,
there is a thing going on there. You know, Opie said something recently on his show that he was talking about how crazy Stephen Colbert's staff is. There's 200 people there. Why would you need that many people? You only need 2 monologue writers and a key grip, and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned on that show, he goes, you know, when the Opie and Anthony staff got bigger and bigger, it became more problematic. And Eric, do you have any thoughts about that?
It did, but it wasn't necessarily the staff 100% of the time. I'd say the staff was about 20%. of maybe some of the internal issues on all of that, and then a good other portion might be directed elsewhere, within the I'm not the boss but I'm the boss kind of leadership plan that was going on there.
I saw people saying that maybe like because Opie would pit people against each other on the show and the staff, like maybe that was part of the problem with having more staff members. You have more internal fighting because Opie's getting them to fight with each other.
Right. Well, having a bigger staff means you get more done, means you have more resources, you have more outlets, more connections to other things. If he thought it was like, oh, he just needed 2 people, some shows run on just 2 people, but then they're never talked about. Nobody remembers them. They don't get the notoriety on some of those things. When you have a staff that, look, you can get celebrities to come in, but you also have a staff that can generate content within the show, outside of the show, do events, things along those lines. Those are the shows that get popular. Those are the shows that get remembered. And then you could just walk in and not have to do anything but look at today's paper, and then all the prep work is done for you that you don't look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty sweet gig.
It is.
I've been accused of having that gig before. That'd be nice. I wouldn't complain. So let's bring up Ron's Venmo, because the one thing we know about Ron's Venmo, and people have complained about this in the super chats, is that there's a QR code in the corner, but people don't know how to use that if they're watching the show on their phone. And so wouldn't it be nice, like Opie's PayPal scrolling across the bottom, to have Ron's PayPal address scrolling across the bottom? So you'd be like, oh, I want to give $20 to Ron the waiter. Oh, there it is. And Opie didn't do that. He didn't set that up for him on Friday's FU Friday. But he has a very valid excuse for that.
Getting Venmo Ronnie together.
On the bottom. I'm on the bottom.
Get it, bro.
There's
I
Venmo.
didn't do it.
There's Venmo Ronnie.
I didn't do it.
What?
You promised me I'd be on the bottom with you.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're a bottom? You don't like that?
You promised.
I forgot, Ron. Instead, it says support Opie Radio podcast with my PayPal at the bottom. I forgot, Ron. I'm sorry.
He seems very sorry.
Yep.
I have a feeling that there's a very valid reason why I wouldn't be able to just type that into the little scroll bar thing before the show started, or do it now on the fly. I'm sure there's a really good reason for that.
I was fighting mosquitoes yesterday. I have a good excuse. So
that's good. That's true.
Fighting them, just battling mosquitoes.
Sure.
We've had some unseasonably humid and a lot of rain, so the mosquitoes are everywhere. So I was battling mosquitoes, Ron. You know what? Next time you're live, you're going to be scrolling on the bottom like a rock star. All right?
I'm being treated like a bottom dweller right now.
You're being treated by like a bottom feeder, like a lobster.
Bet your bottom dollar that
All right, listen.
tomorrow there'll be sun.
By the way, just let me say that.
Tony, you're fired. What the fuck was that? You just heard the word bottom and started singing from Little Orphan Annie?
Yeah, Opie heard rock and he tried to go for rock lobster, but he stumbled it. So he had to just catch it on the fly and try and do something. He's just trying to help out a friend. Leave him alone.
These guys make podcasting look so difficult. It's crazy. There's no chemistry here at all.
Are you going to point out that I think it was because of you pointing it out on the show that Opie changed his URL from all of those letters to just Opie Radio, because you pointed it out, and then the next day he changed it. So while he was in there changing it, he had no time to switch it over to Ron.
Time to add in. By the way, if you want to Venmo Ronnie, it's at Ronald-Berman-9.
Yeah.
No, it's never appeared on the show, ever. We don't know what that is.
Yeah.
For months and months and months. Ron, get the Venmo. Ron, get the Venmo.
Ron,
we want to help you. Well, here it is. Here it is.
Oh. If they've been...
The Venmo's up.
Jesus Christ, Ron. We are trying to like you and support you, man. You're being such a douchebag.
But do you see what's happening? Eric, do you see this? Opie told him for a year. They're just going to fuck with you. It's all a setup to embarrass you or steal your info or humiliate you in some way. And Opie's going, see, I told you. And I think Ron believes him. If he doesn't see that money coming in, then I think he believes him. And everyone's just like, haha, we told him we'd give him money. And now we're just watching him sing the Jeffersons theme.
I think he misspoke. It's not like, see, I told you. It's, see, I'm doing that. I'm doing exactly everything I told you bad was going to happen to you. I'm doing that to you.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Adam. It does seem like Opie wanted this to fail. He's overtly trying to make it fail. Like, we've been watching this ever since.
He thinks he's above them.
Yeah, ever since this Venmo came out, Opie's just been going like, yeah, see, you guys said you were going to give him money. No one's doing shit. And I think it's backfired on him because people are giving him lots of money. I know for a fact because I'm getting the receipts in my email. He's getting lots of money. And so now they have to double down on, and the thing we can't figure out, we have to discover, and we're going to have more clips to figure this out because Adam was in the chat. Adam was participating in this, and thank God he's asking for answers. We have to figure out, is Ron lying or is Opie lying? Because one of them is lying.
This is backfired before. Anytime he's tried to do anything involving money and Ron, wasn't there a thing for Valentine's Day that you covered? And
oh yeah, where he said he would double the amount, and then Adam came in with hundreds of dollars, and Mike Boudet came in with hundreds of dollars.
Right at the end.
It's great. Yes, it's always backfires on Opie. He's like, see, I told you, Ron, no one liked you. It's like, oh shit, people like you. Fuck.
So help me! I'm in the basement.
Look, and you got these guys. They're like, F Ope. I want to donate to Ron directly, and then these people. What, they gave you $27 so far? Wow.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's offensive. That's offensive. People give you $27 so far. This is on Friday. This is 2 days ago. He's claiming $27 came in through his Venmo. We know for a fact hundreds of dollars have come in through this Venmo, which is nothing to sneeze at. Ron deserves $0. He provides nothing to anyone. And yet here we are giving him money out of the goodness of our hearts.
So Ron claims he hasn't seen anything, that he's gotten $0. Ope is saying that they gave you $27. And you all know for a fact with receipts that he's received several $100s in donations or whatever to
yes,
PayPal, Venmo, whatever it is. Yeah, that's very sketchy.
There was a big lull the first day when he announced it that might have been real, when no one, you need their last four numbers of their phone number, the last numbers. You need their email or you need their handle. And Opie gave us none of those the first day he announced it. So there was a lull until people on their own figured out it was Ronald Berman 9, and eventually in this episode forced him to acknowledge that. So the next episode, everyone's like, what is it? What is it? And Opie said, see, they're fucking with you. They're trying to steal your info. And I think Ron believes him. I don't think he knows how Venmo works. I think he's like, I did the thing, and now they're saying they need my email. They must be trying to hack me. And Opie keeps validating that.
Yep.
That's right. And you're putting your money where your mouth is.
You know how Barrister gives you money? You know how Barrister gives you money to go, Ron's a giant poo-poo head?
Yeah.
You know how Barrister does that?
Yeah.
It's happening. I'm getting money.
Yeah.
So they can be negative about you. It's crazy.
Obsessed losers. That's good, Ron. Enjoy that. Enjoy all of that. Obsessed losers.
So he is getting money.
Yeah, that changed quickly, didn't it? Ron, at first it's like no one's giving him money, and then Ron goes, "Yeah, the people who are giving me money are like, yeah, fuck Opie. Here's $200." He's like, "Oh, obsessed losers."
We know a lot of people have written things like, for working with your hard boss, for all that you do, for the difficult time you have when they write Ron. So that
I
would be
mentioned
spot
Opie
on.
in my donation to Ron. I did. It's true. So a lot of us have done that. And then Opie turns into obsessed losers. Is it possible, Greg, people can be critical of you because you're terrible at this, and you have been since you started podcasting in 2018? Would it be possible they're not obsessed losers? They just go, geez, you're really bad at this and you're not going to get any better. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. let's.
So what you're saying? What you're saying is that
Let's shift gears a little bit. As we know, Opie's off the sugar. Eric, I don't know how you would handle this, but Opie doesn't eat full boxes of Oreos anymore. He doesn't have a pint of ice cream at night.
He's done this several times. There was in the last year and a half at Sirius, he was trying to do special documentary discussion episodes, and he had or two really big. Sorry, my mic's short now. Two really big sugar documentaries that were out around those times, 2016, 17, somewhere in there, and he had the star director or whatever for the documentaries on, and he tried doing it each time. And then he would say like, oh, you all should be doing this too. It's like, just because you eat fucking kashi and yogurt and all this other shit that's making him bloat and giving him abdominal pains and all this other shit, he thinks he's being healthy because he walks around telling everybody that's what he eats. And, oh, you guys are eating, you guys are getting sandwiches and chicken fingers and all this other stuff. Yeah, he wants that shit, but he won't ever eat it. He's tried this several times and he's miserable, like anybody else would be when they try doing that kind of stuff. But this isn't the first time he's tried to do this. I don't know why he's putting himself through it again.
Well, I don't know why either. Maybe it's because he's on the dating sites and he's trying to slim down and look his best. I don't know.
Got it.
But
okay.
that makes a lot of sense. Actually, that makes, yeah.
That's probably why. But I do know that it's affecting his mood quite a bit. He's very short-tempered with people. He's very ornery. And so he's having a conversation with Tony P about not eating the sugar. And Tony P, I don't know if you guys know this, is a sex machine. Tony P is fucking. Him and his wife are at it. And so Tony P tries to compare like Opie's sugar cravings to jerking off instead of having sex. And so he gets it.
Your craving. It won't satisfy your craving.
Yes, it will.
No, it won't. It's like jerking off when you need to fuck. It's not going to satisfy your craving. It'll get you.
I don't know, man. A good jerk takes care of.
Yeah, especially if you're in one of those salt.
I do love Opie, who probably hasn't gotten laid in years and years. He goes, I don't know, man. A good jerk is kind of all you need. You got the house all to yourself. You're staring out at the
He's on the
ocean.
fence about everything. He's
Yeah,
all in on.
This is the first time he's just like, oh, time out, Tony. I got to call you on this bullshit.
His voice got real low. He's like, oh, you're absolutely right.
Hold on, let's hear this.
No, it won't. It's like jerking off when you need to fuck. It's not going to satabsify your craving. It'll get you.
I don't know, man. A good jerk takes care of.
Yeah, especially if you're in one of those saltwater like hyperbaric chambers.
This guy's married with children, and you're just not getting laid. I'm a married man with no kids.
I do
fuck
just
when I want.
fine. I do just fine, but a good jerk definitely is nice.
What does just fine mean? Like once a week?
Great question, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Stuttering John tries to be Howard Stern. We watch this all the time. Do you do anal? What do you do? This is a Howard Stern question, but delivered perfectly. You do just fine. What does that mean? Once a week? How often you and your wife going at it? And watch Opie's response to this. He's uncomfortable.
Like married couples, what do they do? Once a week now?
None of your business, you perv.
No, it's just
we're all friends.
It's none of your business. How many times do you?
Well, how about Tony? Tony, how many times do you make love to your wife a week?
How many times do you do your roommate
love.
pay the rent, Ron?
How many times you do boom boom?
Listen,
as a
man,
married
making
couple?
love is a process. Making love is a process. There's a whole process to making love. But having sex, it depends on the week. If we're pissed off at each other, we don't. But then at the end of the week, when you make up with each other, then it's fucking
If
amazing.
you're not pissed off, is it once a day?
I love that Tony P's like, I got this one, Opie. Let me explain how often married couples fuck. Where it's like, that wasn't the question. Tony, we know you're a sex hound and you're hot AF and you and your wife are constantly doing it. We were asking about Opie over here. Like, what's his deal? And Opie's not answering that question. He's offended by it, actually.
No, it was never once a day. Even when we were going out.
Once a
it was
day.
only once a day on vacation.
What, is once a day considered too much?
Sometimes.
Listen, sometimes I'll bang my wife out
Once
3
never
4
had a
times.
girlfriend, really. He makes.
I mean, that
believe he
doesn't seem
has.
like a lot.
You haven't been with a girl in 10 years. Like, you
Been a
need to
while.
live through us. The fact is, to Tony's point, there's making love and there's having sex.
That's
and
it.
both can be fine.
That's it.
Sounds
Not
like
what
a
they
guy
were
doesn't
talking
get-
about.
Yeah, it sounds like a guy
At
doesn't
all.
get laid. That's what they're talking about at all. What's going on right
Not
now?
even getting laid. Like whenever these normal marriage or like man-woman questions come up, he's like an alien. He has no normal response to any of it, and he got really, really angry. Is there any proof that Ron hasn't gotten laid in 10 years? Like,
Yeah, was that odd? It seemed like projection. You haven't
Yes.
gotten pussy in 10 years, Ron. Let me explain to you.
like he's a waiter and a comedian living in Astoria. Like he's meeting people every night. He's not holed up in some like bunker like you. Like for God's sakes, I
Yeah,
really
but
don't
you
think
see his
so.
mattress, though? He probably doesn't get laid, but,
But
still.
Did you hear him say earlier that jerking off in one of those hyperbaric chambers?
Yeah.
Like, look, Ron can't afford anything, so he can't afford one of those personal chambers. He goes to a public facility to rent time in those chambers and jerks off in those things. That's like going to a tanning bed and jerking off.
I've been in those float tanks before. I assume that they haven't been jerked off in. I just assume that they haven't been jerked off in. If they have, I wouldn't go in it. That sucks. I don't like the sound of that.
So he does that. He goes to a place that you can rent time in one of these chambers and jerks off in them.
Do you
Or
bring
has at some
Do you
point.
bring your phone in with you so you can watch Pornhub? Like, that's a weird thing. That's a weird place to jerk off. I gotta be. I know you're naked and by yourself, but it's a weird place to jerk off, I think. All right, let's get back to the Opie part of
Yeah,
that.
no, I feel like Ron's just trying to turn Opie's reaction into some kind of normal morning radio conversation.
Right,
Like he
right.
quickly went from like, no, it's like a married guy, because that would be a boring, typical morning radio question. Married versus single, who's getting laid more? And Opie's going to react like that? Like that? Like, what the fuck are you asking me for?
Yeah, that was weird. What are you, a pervert? You called him a pervert. Yeah. For asking if he fucks his wife. It's like,
You're not
no,
like watching. He wasn't
You're
all
not
over the bathroom stall watching you while you went to the bathroom. He's not a pervert.
right. You're not
allowed
rolling.
to talk about him. You're not allowed to inquire about him. Anything that might be even deemed personal to him is offensive or off the limits. But meanwhile, he can throw it all back at everybody else and hear all that stuff. Look, he worked on a show where his two co-hosts didn't have to be asked about that. They would willingly bring
Right.
up this nonsense,
embarrassing things about their
if it
past.
tied into
Yes.
something, if it was
Yeah.
a slow news day. Jim would bring up such horrific stories, but hilarious, about things involving his life and his sex life and what have you. Anthony would bring up stories as well. He never brought stuff up except the one time that he was laying in his apartment. It might have been Rochester or Buffalo, where somebody broke in and he thought he was going to get raped because the guy thought he was a girl, and then saw that it was a guy and turned around and left. You ever hear that story?
No, but that sounded like he was disappointed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what everyone else said. It sounds like you were disappointed.
He's got his
in
legs
that.
up over his head. He's like, hey, where are you going?
Yeah, no, I once had somebody break into my apartment very late at night, and I never once had that thought. I had a lot of them, but that was not. I didn't even think it was an option.
You were going for a baseball bat, not a condom.
Honestly, yeah, it was not like. Yeah, that's very strange.
That's
and
weird.
Just last week, they asked him like, "Oh, you and your wife do date night?" And Opie was like, "No, I don't believe in
He
that."
hated that.
It's like just such a non-human reaction to a normal question.
Yeah. Do you guys like, since you've had kids, you probably like set aside a night of the week that you just go out without the kids? That's gross. It has to happen organically without us talking about it, I guess. Or you could just like make dinner reservations. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But I guess
Well,
if
you
she's
know, he
buried
had a
somewhere,
hard
it's gross.
time with that too.
What's that, Eric?
I said, well, he's had a hard time with dinner reservations because that's intrusive. That's an invasion of privacy to narrow him down to some sort of commitment.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we should be there Saturday at 5 p.m. to get. I don't know. I'm piecing everything together. I'll let you know when I know.
That's hilarious.
It's not that hard.
Supertip.gg/WATP. We have a lot more to get to from Friday's FU Friday with the Opster. Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time.
It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Who are you calling an idiot?
Pest says, how did you get Patrick Tomlinson on, Carl? That's actually Eric Nagel from It's Eric Nagel on YouTube. Are you still employed? I know there are a lot of layoffs at iHeartRadio.
Kinda. I'm semi employed at the moment. Yeah, there was layoffs going into the holidays that affected my New York stuff, but they still carry my show. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
Got to be nice. Got to still have to be nice for a little bit longer.
Reno Taco Sales Jerry coming in. I'll defer to Adam, but growing up in New York City, I was made aware of a rare subhuman class of beings exiting Penn Station known as Flids, aka fucking Long Island Dicks. Opie might be their vampire lord.
Yeah, we called them the Bridge and Tunnel crowd.
The Bridge and Tunnel crowd.
Everyone had a name for them.
Weren't you a Flid, though? You grew up on Long Island.
Absolutely. Piece of shit.
Okay. Sorry,
and rightly so.
Reno Taco Sales Jerry. I don't know if I've seen you before. Or Terry. It's good to see you, buddy. Thank you. Whip coming in.
Carl, as someone that is familiar with the art of pilfering other people's money, which is only rivaled by DSP, why would Opie have access to that Venmo to begin with, other than to keep Ron in the dark?
I'm not sure what the first part of that question had to do with anything, but I think that Opie might have access to the
Venmo. To answer that
Venmo.
question directly, Opie told Ron that they were going to try and steal his info if he didn't do it correctly, and that Opie had to set it up for him. And Opie spent weeks setting this up for him.
Well, then Ron set it up, and Opie goes, I need to look at this before we put it out on the podcast. And that was another couple
That
of
was
weeks.
another set of weeks.
Yes.
And then he finally got it so that there's no info on it at all or signifiers except for that code. That's
It's
it.
wild. Colin Mann says, Opie's filter makes him look like a Polar Express character despite his brown lips. Also, Colin Potter said to scrub up for surgery Hawkeye.
Colonel Potter.
Thank you.
It's a MASH reference.
Colonel. Yes. I'm an idiot. Jay Shepardini. Greg thinks he's sticking it to the haters. I know. Lil says, get to the Venmo point. Opie is as dumb as Nagel. Is that true?
I'm not financially struggling. No, I'm good.
Locks and Docs. I also sent $20 a few days ago. There you go. People keep sending money to Ron, and he couldn't be less appreciative. He's such an asshole.
So what you just said, are you implying or at least pondering the possibility that the Ron account might be run by somebody that isn't Ron?
Yeah.
Or somebody has access to it.
It's one of the possibilities for sure.
Okay.
Michael C., where's the Adam Bush Venmo? Oh, we don't show that on here. Fuck that.
It is Ron,
no.
Ronald-Berman-9.
Supertip.gg/WATP.
At Tony/Papa Dog.
Will trickle down to Adam some. A small percentage.
I'm still waiting.
Definitely Dean in Australia says, Eric, did you pay Aaron $200 per show or $200 in total?
$200 per special. Yeah.
Chris helptheduke.com. DOOK. Yes, that is the one to go to. Dabbling Dean. Eric, Gino wants the money you promised Keanu. She used your ridiculous podcast deal as an excuse for why Gino couldn't afford to go on a honeymoon.
I don't pay anybody for those podcast things. That's not my contract. I was just the facilitator. Excuse me. I introduced them. They made that deal. Whatever their rev share deal was for the podcast is between them. I had nothing to do with money.
Good thing too. Rick from New York says, E to the Rock, are you and Than on good terms?
Than quit like 20 years ago from the show, so I have no relationship with him. I guess we're fine.
Good to see you, Rick. Next Picks says, this is tiresome. We're finally off the Ron Berman train, if we were ever on the train to begin with. Stop giving these losers money and attention.
Listen, if Opie is stealing money or holding money or simply lying to us about how much we've given, I think it's kind of a big deal.
I do
because, yeah, it's
illegal.
There's that, yeah.
There's that part of it.
Yeah.
But it's also like, wild that this is where Opie would be, because we know he's desperate for money. He recently set up that like fund my dental work grift.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't use the word grift lightly. I don't like that word, but that's like a weird one. It's like, hey guys, I got to get my tooth replaced, so give me money for that.
Yeah.
Huh? That's weird.
It is very strange. It seems like it shouldn't be directly our problem, but that's just me.
Right. Goldfolds 1 says, Jew hater KB is sniping you. He is pure filth. We love KB over here. We appreciate that we can provide content for him, so you can sit there and just go, just stare at us.
I hope he'll get back to comedy one day.
Dabbling Dean Adam, why didn't you donate to Shuli's legal fund?
Oh, I did. I just misspelled the handle, so I don't know where it went.
That happens. Dabbling Dean, Eric semi-employed Nagel equals podcast rating poison. I disagree. I think we have legit numbers now. There's 1,346 people watching the show. Thank you guys for being here. Hit like, hit subscribe. Thank you for being here. You can participate in the show at supertip.gg/WATP. Ebnai with £5, baby, pounds. How long does it take Rick Baker to apply the hideous
prosthesis?
Prosthesis, thank you, Adam Bush, to create the character Ron the Waiter. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, and you think it'd be really easy, but it takes hours. It takes hours.
Nancram coming with $25 says, I got nothing. Take some dough. Thank you very much, Nancram. We appreciate you very much. All right, let's get back to the package, as they would say over on the Shuli Network, which I believe is live right now, but don't check. Doesn't matter. Opie talking about the dentist. Let's find out why he's got these sores on his lip, because I think you noticed that, Eric. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, these bitches notice everything. Yes. F you to my dentist. Yes. Yes. You see that? Yes.
Oh, well, hold on. Did people comment on it?
Of course they do.
Because Opie's like, don't bring it up. I'm like, they're going to notice it.
Opie paid $2,000.
They're going to notice it. Don't worry.
Opie paid $2,000.
But obviously they care enough, so I got to now address the fact that
you have an incompetent dentist is what you have.
I F you to my dentist.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to bring it up, but I shaved, and now it's insanely obvious.
I told you.
It's insanely obvious. Yeah, Ron's like, yeah, let's talk about your lip. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about my lip, Ron.
No,
Ron's like, no, let's just talk about
Dude,
all
I thought the wife gave him a backhand.
Let's get consistency going. So let's talk about your lip.
I thought the wife.
It was like a upside down Joaquin Phoenix. That is a wild scar he's got going underneath his bottom lip there.
I'm trying to figure out what his dentist did that would have caused that.
Okay. Well, that's a good question. So we're going to get to the bottom of that in this next clip. He's going to explain what precisely happened. Because I've never left the dentist with a scar like that before. Or maybe that's why I have a beard. You'll never know.
Well, he's trying to pry this fucking temporary off. He's like, this is a little stubborn. I'm like, "Arr!" And the tool is pushed all the way on my lip right here. All the way this way.
Your lip is wedged between the tool and your tooth, and he's just fucking crunching your lip.
And then he goes, oh, this is stubborn. And then he put that, whatever the magic, what is that? Is it a laser that melts the bonding or something? So he goes, let me do a little more of this. And he goes,
that's what.
And then he puts the porcelain on, and somewhere in there he goes, I'm sorry I pinched you. And I was like, I felt pressure, but we're over it now, right? By the time I got home, but after I paid the second $1,000, it was $2,000 to get a nice mark on my face and a fucking fake half a tooth in my mouth. By the time I got home, I had a deep purple bruise perfectly where the tool was. This is a week later.
That's a week later. Do you have a picture of it, like brand new, all swollen?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to the people. I'm a bit vain at times, so I'm like, it was a dark purple, and I'm like looking at my wife. I'm like, I can't go. I can't do a live stream looking like this.
Oh, you
All right, let me pause it real quick because I see a celebrity in the chat. Li Clan says, you losers need to get a life. I am seeing more and more people say that they think this is Opie. Of course, Emily thinks this is Opie. Emily talks to this person on a daily basis. Eric Nagel, any thoughts? Do you think that Opie has a sock account that everyone's discovered? It continues to comment on every show and is in every subreddit and Discord server on the planet?
I'm sure he does, but I don't. Unlike other people, I don't think he's smart or dumb enough to be using that account to defend himself and other things. Because everyone who does that trips up, and everyone who does that gets caught, as we've seen throughout the Dabble.
Well, I mean, according to the people who think that this is Opie, he has been caught, and he keeps doing it anyway, as if he's hiding in plain sight or something. Is that...
Let me ask you, Little Clan, because nobody here is saying that this is the highest form of entertainment. In fact, that's kind of the joke, like making it an emergency show about somebody's lip or about somebody's Venmo. That is kind of the thing we love, is overanalyzing stupid things. But that being said, what would be the difference between us criticizing this broadcaster's face or Opie's monologue about Squishy Face making Kelly? Would you say that's something that he would need to get a life, or just us, or is it really the same thing? I'll wait.
Where is Tommy Jordan when you need him? Anyway, I love that people think that that's Opie for some reason. It's very funny. So Opie's dentist has, those pliers apparently that he uses in order to hold his tooth in place.
You'll be a dentist. Remember where did he go? He went to get like a mole removed, and they dropped acid on his face.
That's right. Holy shit, I forgot about that. This guy has the worst luck with medical procedures.
There's no way.
It's so crazy.
He's got some kind of deficiency. If he's still doing what I remember him doing, going out into the beach, he'd never put on sunscreen or any of that stuff. So he's got sun damage, aging skin, all of that stuff. So just like he's got like hypercolor skin now. If you just touch him, give it a few seconds, his skin changes colors and he's got a bruise.
All right. So again, just to address this, because multiple people think this is actually Opie. He would not be writing, "You need to get more original and stop stalking." If this was actually Opie, he would never write that. It'd be retarded. And Opie's not retarded. He's an idiot. It's a very different thing. Because
he always says, I don't watch those things. I don't know what's going on. That's always been his MO when it comes to things like that.
I think he doesn't watch a lot of this stuff. Eric, am I crazy to think that he's not stalking subreddits?
I think he sees a little bit. I think he saw when we criticized how he can make more money off his PayPal, and he changed the labeling. I think he seems to address the things we talk about the next day. I think to some degree, he is taking it in because he's still obsessed with people talking about him, and we're the ones talking about him.
He gets tagged on. I mean, we don't get as much as we used to, but when there's things shitting on him or Anthony, they tag the entire show for some reason on social media so that we all see it. So I've seen a lot of stuff that he gets tagged in, that's videos of you guys or other people shitting on him or whatever comments. So he sees all of this stuff.
He sees WATP because there's no way we're not in its algorithm. If you go on YouTube, and he does, we're showing up there. And he's clicked on videos because his face is showing up right in the thumbnail, and he's clicked on it. And so YouTube goes, he likes this content. So he's seeing every time I post an Opie clip, which is twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. There's no way he's not seeing this. I just have a hard time believing, and maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm an idiot, that he's in the O&A forum that still exists, or in Anthony Cumia's subreddit, or the WATP subreddit, and he's sitting there like typing away and arguing with people. That can't be Opie.
He can't let a regular chat go on his show. He can't let it go. It's just like Stuttering John. And what people say about Point Dabble Point is, how come there's no one taking John's side? And it's like, we have looked. We cannot find them. If it's not Opie, who is defending him? If it's not a joke or a troll,
it's a joke and a troll.
Who's defending him?
It's a joke and a troll. I mean, that's what it is. Because if you're communicating with Emily every day, then this is like what you're doing for fun. You know what I mean? You're not like actually being like, "Oh, Emily, I'll tell you, you dumb." You know what I mean? It'd be wild. It'd be a wild existence. All right. I'm sorry. I got distracted. I'll get back to it. I told you today it would be loose. It's loose today.
It's a fun time.
I can't do a live stream looking like this.
Oh, you wore makeup?
No, I swear I didn't. But the purple, the initial bruise did go away by the next time we live streamed, which was 3 days later.
Do you have a picture of the initial purple bruise?
I don't think so.
I would love to see it.
That was a weird response when Ryan goes, "Did you wear makeup?" I swear I didn't.
Yep.
That's a weird response. There was a moment in time when I was being accused of wearing makeup, which is ridiculous. I look terrible. And I'm just like, okay, that's funny. The people think I'm wearing makeup. And Senator John like accused me of that to my face. We had a one-on-one. He's like, oh, you're probably wearing makeup. I'm like, what part of this looks like I'm wearing makeup? I didn't say, I don't know. I swear. John, I swear I'm not wearing makeup.
Yeah, when you're that defensive,
it's weird
over something so insignificant, then you go, oh, you're lying. Okay.
Yeah.
Over something that any professional broadcaster would say, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course I am.
Yeah, right. Like
I'm on
if
TV.
you did have like a
and I'm 60 years old. Like, yeah, I'm wearing a little makeup. I want to do this for a living. Like I'm wearing, there are bright lights and HD cameras on me, even in my home. I'm wearing a little makeup. What else? Right. You should too, Ron.
Opie's been on network television multiple times. I'm sure he had makeup applied. He knows how that works. It wouldn't be a crazy
it's just
thing.
So you're not shiny with the light reflecting off oily skin or something. That's it. It's not that big a deal.
He's such a little baby. He thinks it's cool to like be blurry or to have like Vaseline on the lens or literally be in the dark to hide how ashamed he is of how he looks rather than just put on some makeup and turn on the lights.
That's always been his thing, is that he has to be anti whatever the situation is. Oh, you're doing that? No, I'm doing this thing over here. Okay, well, no one's coming over there to talk to you and hang out, so enjoy doing that by yourself. Yeah, you guys, they all do that, but I do this. Yeah, that's why your stuff looks like shit. That's why your stuff sounds like shit. That's why nobody wants to do anything over there, because people want to put an effort and try to make something good, and he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, he's like Nixon at the debate.
How did that go for Nixon? He did all right? Worked out well for him?
No makeup for me.
So there's this guy in the chat, and him and Opie have a complicated relationship. Opie's not sure how to deal with them. And so it starts off with, Opie gets very defensive and angry, even though people are giving him money.
I wanted to strangle Spikes a mere 15 minutes ago, and now I want to invite him to the beach house. He just gave more money. Look, I'm here to pay Ron's rent. He said he sent you some Venmo money too, Ron.
Thank you. I'll check later.
Now I feel like a fucking asshole. I'm like, oh, this Spikey's annoying me. He's telling me I dress like Fletch every day.
Trying to be funny, and you just slashed him.
What he's saying there is this guy was chatting him regularly, having a normal conversation, commenting on the show, and then he's been saying once a show something about how Opie reminds him of Fletch, or he dresses like Fletch, the Chevy Chase character. And Opie reads that as like a pointed insult meant to throw him off his game. And he keeps going back and forth between whether he likes this guy or doesn't.
So Fletch played a homeless beach bum at a certain point because he was undercover, trying to uncover this. I don't want to get into the whole plot of Fletch. There's a lot going on there.
Oh, no, take me through it.
All right, so what happens is he's ready for a newspaper.
He's wearing a shirt that's the same color as his skin, that's the same color as his hair, that's the same color as the background. Like, I don't know if Spike's Crypt in the chat is necessarily a comedy writer. He's just pointing out a commonality that maybe you can riff with him on since he's been giving you a lot of money. But no, you took it as a deep insult to your character.
Yes. Unfortunately, Opie doesn't have thick skin and can't roll with the punches. And so he's having a hard time with this guy who likes him and is giving him money.
Damn! I feel bad. Spikes is back. He's been making the Fletch joke day after day. I finally said, all right, I'll give him some time on the big screen. I didn't get it because I don't think I dressed crazy or anything. And then I went after Spikes, and then he's coming back at me saying, just a joke. Sorry, Ope. Love you. I'm a true fan. Now I feel bad.
By the way, he's such a true fan, he's using my face. Thank you, Spike. Spike has good taste.
I have a suggestion for Fridays. I think we should invite one fan a week on for Fridays, and if they're just idiots, you just get rid of them.
All right, Tone. Thanks.
You mean we'll get our own Stuttering John?
I'm just ornery. I didn't.
You're ornery today.
Whoa. Ronnie's paying attention.
Yeah.
First off, Tony P, horrible suggestion. And I love the way they all responded. They're like, oh, we're not sending out the link, idiot. Definitely not. In fact, Opie used to send out the link, and it turned into the best show he's ever done with floating potatoes and corn and puppets. It's great. But he doesn't do that anymore. So then Ron goes. So we'll get our own Stuttering John. How deep is Ron going into the Dabbleverse?
Ron doesn't have anything to do outside of work.
Right.
He has no gigs. He's not doing anything.
I was talking about the YouTube algorithm earlier. You think Ron's out following all of this?
Yeah, he's going down the wormhole on all of this stuff.
For sure. So
And he did say something like, I'll check the Venmo later. Which either means he'll check it or Opie will check it for him. We don't know.
Right.
You're ornery today.
I woke up so
because you got a pinched lip.
I got a pinched lip.
You have somebody's
Spikes,
tool in your mouth.
I will say this. I don't, and this is the God's honest truth, and this is where it confuses people. I don't mean, none of this means anything in the end. I'll turn this off and I'll be happy. I'm happy that people are watching these things. I'm happy that people, feel the vibe of the show and go at us. I love all of it, Spikes. All right? Oh,
All right.
Spike just gave us more money. Spike.
Hey, Spike, how about can you give me a Venmo?
Ron.
We would know if Spike gave me money if I was on the bottom.
All right,
you promised.
You're being a little beggy. No surprise that is being a little beggy.
What was that?
Wow. All of a sudden, remember Opie was encouraging this? Ronnie's Venmo.
Uh-huh.
They're all clapping along, like, give money to Ron. Why should you give money to Ron? And then finally a guy's giving Opie money, and Ron's like, hey, give me some money. And Opie's like, that's you're being a little ridiculous now, buddy. It's too
Well,
much.
you hear he said now you're being he immediately turned into Aaron Imholt when money was on the line. He's like, you're turning into a real Norman Jewison over there. Look at you.
It's hilarious.
Spikes writes, $10. Holy shit. If everyone gave us $10, we'd have a great weekend. Sorry, Opie. I've been around since 08. Team Ope. I watch every day for years. I work on the drilling rig in Singapore. Holy shit. And
That's
make them
crazy.
listen to you.
That's
Bro,
fucking
I
awesome.
feel bad.
And he's using my face.
Spikes, we're good.
Spikes, hang this up in your locker, Spikes.
Tony, Tony's on a sex thing today. Gay
Thank
pride.
God, thank God Spike's giant comment blocked half your body. Thank God. Thank God.
Tony, are you going to the parade on Sunday?
No, but I'm trying to work my OnlyFans into this. I'm doing fans only, OnlyFans, whatever the hell it's called.
Wait,
Are you ready for another FU?
Yeah, but I want to acknowledge that Spikes is
on a
is
drilling
watching
rig.
this-
I hate everything about this. The dynamic here is brutal.
Yeah.
Tony P is the horniest guy I've ever seen on a podcast. It's gonna calm the fuck down.
I think it's hard to find your angle with Opie. Just try to find a lane.
I know. It's
to live in.
impossible. Opie's very excited. This guy gave him $9.99. So
And they
Opie's
all
just-
got to talk. It's like it's hard enough that they wait for the back and forth of one person going, the other person responding, whatever. But the second there's dead air, they all feel that they've got to jump in and say something, because if they're not saying anything, then the show's not good or we're not doing a good enough job. You can have a conversation, let some kind of moment sit for a little bit and have the back. They don't shut up, and that's
Also,
so aggravating.
Act like you've been there before. A lot of people are envious of Kevin Brett. I don't know if he's still watching, but I'll give him some credit here. KB gets a lot of super chats, a lot of super chatters coming in. KB doesn't go like, "Whoa, $9.99, holy fuck!"
No, he doesn't
This
have
guy's
any energy.
amazing.
He doesn't have any energy left to do that, so he got a rattle to make noise for
Right,
him.
it was-
because
yeah, he had the
he would if he
noise
could,
maker.
trust me, but he's too sedated.
He did the same thing when I asked where his Ooga Booga wife was. He just
That's
started
great.
rattling that thing. Like, all right, well, that doesn't explain anything. So you got to act like you've been there before if you want the super chats to keep coming in and you want to impress Spike's Crypt.
Listen,
Wait,
we're at an hour.
Wait, Brian. He goes, I got a pic of Tony with no shirt, LOL, and Buffy. So there you go.
Oh, looks like Spike's going to have some quiet time with Tony later.
Hold on, we got another $5. FU Friday for not adding Ron's Venmo account username to the top banner next to your PayPal link. Hope.
Yeah,
Ronnie,
FU to
this is
you.
all you have to
Yeah,
do,
how
Ronnie.
about that?
All right, hold
How
on.
about that?
Look
All
at
right.
this now. Tony's got his Venmo. he wrote it down on a notepad and he's showing at Tony Papa Dog. Everyone's trying to get out of the act to get some money out of this.
There's one bowl of food, and there's 3 straight dogs, and they're all
This
just...
tiny audience that they have. They're all like, hey, give me some money over here.
But this is a big point that Heats brought up, FU Friday, for not adding Ron's Venmo account username to the top banner.
Yes.
And Ron was pointing at the screen, saying yes, 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 yes.
Right.
Why is he doing that intentionally?
Ron, hold on. I can put it on the screen for a second. Jesus.
Oh, now? After an hour?
Get the hint. Be nice like Tony. I'll treat you like a king.
Oh my
Like a
God.
king.
Yes. Hey, Tony, who's your man? Who's your man of the day? It's you, Opie.
Opie's
There you
my
go.
man.
Yeah, I like that. There's Ron's Venmo.
There it is for the first time. Opie pulls up his phone and shows that it's at Ronald-Berman-9. We've not seen this until now. Finally revealed. If we want to give Ron money, this is how we can do it.
This is PayPal or
there-
Venmo?
Venmo.
There you go. There you go. Ronald-Berman-9. All right.
There you go.
I gave you 3 seconds on the big screen there. Ron.
It's Opie, you spoil me. Listen.
Oh no.
I have a quick question about this first chat that came in from Spikes. I got to pick a Tony P with no shirt, LOL, and Buffy. Is this a reference to Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah, I think Spike's Crypt. His name is a reference to the most popular character from Buffy, a Billy Idol-like vampire named Spike. So I think who lived in a crypt. So that would be Spike's Crypt. And he's saying, I got on my wall a picture of Tony P with no shirt and also topless Buffy. I think that's what he's saying. LOL.
There are spoof Ron Berman accounts all over Venmo. I'm seeing Ronald-Berman-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's going up to about 20 of different accounts.
That's hilarious. They're just hoping to make like $5 off this thing. It's worth it. But anyway, I guess my point is, at Spice Crypt, who's giving Opie all this money and working on in Singapore on drilling for oil or whatever. Do you think maybe he's just an Adam Bush fan?
I think Opie is slightly hesitant and cautious because of that, because he does know the connection and he's pointed it out to me. And I think it's part of why even Ron believes Opie, that these people are all out to get you and it's all some joke that you don't get and they're all gonna laugh at you. That's Opie. And I think this doesn't help that, but it's fucking hilarious.
Interesting. All right. So Joe Rogan's name gets brought up here. And Opie says something. Eric, when you see this clip, I can't wait to get your response to this.
Okay.
What is Joe Rogan blowing Jay Leno? What is happening?
I want to point out real quick that you're showing the chat here, and I see an Adam Bush in the chat saying, "Opie, it's illegal to run a fake donation scam." So Adam is actively letting Opie know that we shouldn't be stealing money from Ron.
I don't get it. And then Jay Leno says the reason Joe Rogan is the new Johnny Carson is because there's no FCC to step in and say what you can say and not say. Joe Rogan, wishy-washy Joe Rogan, who just kind of dials it in.
Ron, your timing stinks. Guess who called me yesterday?
That's like Charlie walking in the middle of
bullshit.
Stinks.
Joe Rogan did not call you. Jay Leno?
Your timing stinks.
Who called you? There's no way Joe Rogan called you.
All I'll say is your timing stinks.
Wait a minute. We were talking about Joe Rogan yesterday, right? What happened?
Your timing stinks.
What happened?
Tony, get ready to fly to Austin, Texas. Me and Tone.
I'm in.
Did he invite you down there and not me?
Your timing
Well, you just uninvited yourself because you got a big fucking mouth.
You're fucking right, got a big mouth.
Your timing stinks.
I'm in. I'm going. I'm with you.
I'll say this much, Ron. I'll say this much. I'm not a fan of wishy-washy Joe Rogan. For real.
Opie is claiming Joe Rogan called him to book him on the show. Now, it's possible Joe Rogan would reach out to Opie. I don't think Joe Rogan does his own booking for his show because I know through my buddy Adam Curry that's not the case. So it's weird that he'd be like, yeah, Joe Rogan called me. He wants me to come out to Austin, bring one of the guys from my show on with me. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Especially following it up immediately saying, I'm not a fan.
Right.
What do you say? Wishy-washy?
I'm
Joe
very
Rogan?
critical of Mr. Rogan, but if he'll have me on the show, I guess I'll make the trip out there and be on it.
And he would, even if that were true, he would never have these two with him to go there. Never.
That'd be ridiculous. But it's wild that all of a sudden in 2026, when was the last time Opie was on Joe Rogan? 2018? 2017? I don't even know.
I don't know. Hold on.
Years ago. So the fact that all of a sudden Joe Rogan be like, it's time to get Opie back on the show is insane. And he continues on about this.
He is a superstar in podcasting. Don't like him. I don't like that he fucking blew me off, the first chance he got, so he could go fuck himself. He could go F himself for that. When I finally need a slight little favor, he turned his back on me. So look.
Grateful.
Listen,
yeah, you're ungrateful, Joe.
Ungrateful.
Can I say something?
But I understand why you're
And also, Sherrod Small, ungrateful. All these fucking people you helped, ungrateful.
Oh, Sherrod Small gets brought up. This is wild. So Opie's claiming that he got a call from Joe Rogan to go on his show, and he's like, this fucking asshole didn't have him on the show when I needed him the most, which is the most ungrateful thing you could possibly say to anyone at any time. I've had the fortune of going on some shows that I'm very happy about that have had me on their shows. At no point would I think they owed me another appearance. I'd be like, I can't fucking believe Dave Landau isn't flying me out to Austin again. Or Dallas. What the fuck is this guy's problem? It's like, it's amazing. I got to go on the show, and if I'm ever blessed to go on a show again, I'm happy for it. What a crazy thing to say.
These people are his friends.
He's such a douchebag.
Yeah, like it's one thing if you were talking about like Bob Kelly or Voss, right?
Yeah.
Because he has had a closer relationship with them than he did any celebrity or somebody of importance that came on our show, but still thinks that, like, even with Rogan, he was on our show a lot, but they never hung out after the show.
Right.
Like, they didn't go to dinner. They didn't go to each other's
Well,
house.
Opie thinks he made Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was already on network television before that. Like, Joe Rogan had a huge career in show business.
We helped boost Joe Rogan, right?
Sure.
He was even on Howard before he was on our show. Howard used to play his clips and stuff like that. When he was on News Radio,
he was on
Howard
News
a lot.
Radio. He was on Fear Factor.
And then because of our show and coming on our show and being friends of the show, he could blame Anthony for it, but he credits Anthony by seeing Anthony's studio at home. And he goes, oh, you can do something like
Live
this.
from the compound.
And it built from there. So did we influence him? You can say that. Sure. Did we support and boost him? Yes, we did.
He has said that.
We didn't create Joe Rogan.
No, he was a celebrity long before that.
Yeah. I don't understand that whole thing. It's like, well, we made you and you don't return the favor. You were never friends with these people. It's all a professional relationship. And the thing where he was like, where was Joe when I needed you? If you remember, he didn't call or text Joe and say, hey, I've got a new deal with Westwood. Do you think maybe we could do something? Thank you. That's exactly it. You don't go on
Spinning around
social
the
media
streets of New York
to try to agree to embarrass or guilt somebody into having you on their platform because if you were friends, you would have texted.
That
him
was a
and wrote you
hilarious
back.
thing because Joe's coming to New York. Opie does this weird stream where he's like, Joe, I messaged you. I told you your show's great. How come? Why aren't you coming on my show? And then Joe was at Compound Media the next day on Anthony's show going, dude, what was that all about? I don't fucking know. It was hilarious the way that went down. In the chat right now, as we're watching these clips, you can see that Adam Bush is saying, hey, you're just skipping super chats. And you were super chatting about, like, what's the Venmo amount? Why don't you tell us the Venmo?
Yeah, you can see what number 15 is an image of what I sent to him.
So this is Adam Bush is in there super chatting, $5. What's the Venmo total so far, Ronnie Babes? And people are thumbing that up and chatting about it.
There's 57 people in there. He has multiple streams. This was the busiest one. We saw a sense of how fast it moves. They're all looking at it. You can see it reflected in Ron's glasses. You can see Opie looking at it whenever anyone else is talking. So they are seeing this.
And he ignored it, right? He never showed it?
So far. Everyone in the chat saw it. He did not acknowledge
Joe Rogan, I got a question for you. Saw that you were coming to New York City for the UFC, and I got excited. Haven't seen you in a while, so I DM'd you, and I also texted you saying, "Hey man, why don't you do the Opie Radio podcast? It'd be great." I also said, "No pressure if you can't." Also said, "Congrats on the Netflix special, which was awesome." Also said, "Congrats on all the continued success. No pressure, but would love to have you on my podcast." And you never wrote me back.
Oh, no.
Huh? What's that about? I know damn well there was nothing I've done to you that would make you not even respond. So
exhausting.
Maybe you could explain why you didn't DM me back or text me back when I asked you to do the Opie Radio podcast.
And still.
Right?
Yeah, why is he spinning?
Right.
Spinning.
I do love you, and I do miss you. Just want an explanation. Peace.
It's like
Yo,
Britney
Joe
Spears fucking spinning around for no reason. It's so embarrassing because Joe Rogan went on to say, like, I've changed my number, so I didn't get the text. And do you think I get DMs? Joe Rogan's like one of the most famous celebrities in the world. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get your DM, Greg." What do you think's happening over here?
Yeah, how many times
So
have we seen
embarrassing.
late night talk show hosts when they didn't get a certain booking, and Letterman's out on the street there with Paul circling around Times Square, and it's like, "Hey, we didn't get such a. How come you didn't come on the show? You have a movie opening up this weekend. We've been trying for months."
So ridiculous.
What Opie is doing to Ron is terrible. Should have just gone straight for a credit card instead.
Diana Sklans, who has been fucking with me a lot in the chat lately, says, "Justice for Emily. I stand with Emily." Emily World Order, Diana. I'm with you. C5 No One says, "I asked Ron on Instagram for his Venmo, and he showed me the exact same picture that Opie just showed." So he showed Opie with the blurred out whatever and just the at Ronald-Berman-9. That's
He
like
might
you.
not know how to take a screenshot.
That's true.
He streams from his phone, which I think is his only means of reaching the internet. So he can't check it while he's broadcasting.
That's funny. So I'm sorry, we're getting way sidetracked in multiple directions, but you just heard that for whatever reason, Sherrod Small got brought up, which is weird. That hasn't been brought up in a long time. And of course, he was a regular on Opie's show when Opie's doing the afternoons on Sirius XM. And then he also went over with Opie when Opie's on Westwood One, podcasting.
Only a couple of episodes, and then found out he wasn't getting paid for it and never came back.
Right. So Sherrod was just like, I don't need any of this.
Yeah,
And
Sherrod
Tony-
was paid to be on the Sirius XM show.
$750 an episode.
Before we
And
get to
so-
Tony's take, did you see how quick Ron was to believe Opie's narrative of Sherrod is just an ungrateful loser who never appreciated what you did for him and turned his back on you? Like, he just believes that. As much research as he's doing, he takes Opie's word first.
Of course. He's a loyalist, which is great. Tony's got an amazing Sherrod story. I mean, Tony's also a stand-up comedian, so they run in similar circles.
Sherrod, I was supposed to drive Sherrod down one time to Atlantic City so he could headline. I had already headlined in Atlantic City. I was supposed to go as the feature, and he didn't want to come. He wanted to come back the same night. I was like, no, I'm getting a room. We're sleeping up. So he canceled his show, and it bumped me up to headline, which was a great fucking show. And now he was on this, and now he's no longer on this, and I'm on this. So I figure, Sherrod, if you want to know where your career might have gone, you keep watching this, because I feel like I'm a step behind him. You know what I mean? But
Oh, damn. I have no
everything
idea what
is-
he's saying, but it sounds kind of good, right, Ron?
Well, that's
That's hilarious. Tony B's like, I've surpassed Sherrod because now I'm on Opie's show. And Opie's like, that's not. It's actually, Sherrod would not agree with that. He's probably much happier to not be on this show with me, you idiots. Even Opie couldn't get down with that.
It was the one time him giving his co-host nothing was warranted and very funny.
Yes, it's very funny. It's well done. All right, where do you want to go next, Adam? I haven't curated these clips. I didn't have time.
Oh, we just have a quick example on number 13. Oh, no, we just saw that. So
we didn't see 13 yet.
Oh, yeah, this is a great example of Tony and Opie's chemistry.
Okay, good.
Bought me this. You're commenting on this. My wife bought me my shirt last week. Ron had a comment on my shirt. I don't understand, man. Is my wife dressing me like an asshole so people can comment?
What?
Good stuff, guys. Opie's not paying attention at all. He is staring at the chat.
So
Opie
Ron
is
sees
studying
this,
the chat.
gets jealous of their friendship, and tries to set them up on a date together. And Opie needs friends, so of course he's into it.
Opie, do you want to meet Tony at the beer garden for the game?
Not driving 3 hours.
No, honestly, I would think about it, but you're going to be working the whole time. So it's like I sit there at a table like an idiot.
With Tony.
And then you come over every once in a while and say hi, which I like, but, you know.
No, I think you should bring the son.
There you go. All right, listen, anybody got any FUs or anything else real?
Okay. There's something going on in the chat. Now, Adam was muted or blocked or something.
Yes.
How did you get muted?
I don't know. This happened a couple episodes ago. I noticed all of my stuff was great and I couldn't send a super chat. And I kept hitting, this is so sad, all the different streams with Ron's Venmo, Ronald Berman 9.
Yeah.
And then at some point I was unblocked or unmuted and someone in the chat let me know, hey, we see you. So as soon as I got that is when I jumped in with the, hey, what's the total of the Venmo?
Right.
And I think Ron saw it because he immediately asked Opie the same question.
Well, I see you right here saying Venmo at Ronald-Berman-9. So you're in there promoting his Venmo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then what's the clip that we want to go to next?
It's exactly that. I think Ron is aware of what's happening and he asks Opie right here.
It's 16?
That would be 16, yes.
Okay. I can do that. I know how to do things.
This ain't the Jerry Lewis muscular dystrophy.
Man, you got to make up. You got to make
let's
up
go to
that
the
other
big board.
12%.
Show us where we are.
Let me be
Ron,
honest.
listen,
If
you
we
got to make up
stay,
that other 12%, Ron. You gotta
if
make
we
it up
stay
somehow.
just for the money, it's going to make us feel very desperate. So I'm
Dirty. It feels
it's
dirty.
It feels dirty. I'm not, they are really throwing money for once. This is really nice.
I'm
And
just
then it's
telling
going to make us do another week of live streaming. And then next Friday, I'll decide if we're going to quit or not. We're on a week to week.
Keep us on the air, people. Keep us on the air.
We're on a week to week basis.
Yeah, we're on life support.
I'm trying to think, fuck this. I can enjoy the beach and sleep in. So we're on a week to week basis. I'm telling you right the fuck now.
Opie could just shut this down and sand his deck.
You guys,
So his
you guys
family
don't
doesn't have to
understand.
wear
You
shoes and gloves in the middle of summer.
All right, this
Listen.
guy.
Whoa. Okay. Opie's gone full Stuttering John.
Yep.
This is what Stuttering John was doing. He's like, I'm going to leave. Next week's my last week. I might leave. All right. I broke my arm. I gotta stay out for another month. But then I'm going to leave. I swear to God.
Oh, my
Opie's-
tooth. One more week.
Right. So Opie's doing the same thing where he's just like, either give me money or I'm going to leave. Does Opie realize how desperate and lame
Sad.
and sad this is?
I'm too blinded by the anger I feel of him doing that to two people that he calls his friends that genuinely want to do this. I feel like, Eric, you can speak on this. This is a move he's pulled in the past, right?
Yeah, he's done this in the past, but also he can't pick a direction. He's throwing everything in every direction to see if something sticks, something hits, and he goes, "Oh, that worked. We got to go with that." No, that doesn't work. Okay, well, before he doesn't need the money. Oh, Ron, you don't need. No, they're not. You begged for the money, but they didn't do it. They're all haters. Oh no, these people are great. Look how much money they send. Well, look, we're getting a lot of money now, so now we're gonna have to continue. Like he's all over the place in the course of one episode.
Yes.
And you're just like, I don't know what I'm watching here. Oh, yes, I do. It's a nervous breakdown. That's what I'm watching here.
Yes.
Yep.
Very well said.
It's like a girlfriend who, I'm gonna end everything. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. Are we going out this Saturday? Will you take me to the movies? You're just like, I don't know how to respond to any of this. Like, what are we doing right now? You're being manic. It's too much. So, all right. The next clip is finally addressing Ron's Venmo.
Ecuadorians.
There you go. There's Ron Berman's Venmo, Ronald-Berman-9. All right.
You want me to end with a quick FU?
Yes.
No?
All right, go ahead.
No, I'm not going to do it now. I don't like your attitude.
I don't like yours.
Oh, yeah?
How do we deal with this shit every fucking day? How do we deal with each other?
A long week. Listen, I've had a full week with you.
I look
All right. So everyone in the chat wants to know, like, what's the total amount? Because
Everyone.
Adam keeps asking, what's the total amount? He's skipping the super chat. You keep putting it in there. Everyone's asking what's going on. And Opie's like, we got to go. That's just too much. I don't know if we'll ever come back again.
The entire chat. Can we see Ron log into his Venmo? What is the total, Opie? Don't give Opie super chats. He won't read them. What's the total of Ron's Venmo? We are watching you. Read all the super chats. Ron Berman Comedy. Tony P. You can run, but you can't hide. Pay to fucking toll. Where are you going? I mean, this is the entire chat. It's all they're looking at, and they want to talk about, like, hot topics.
It's hilarious. So this is the last clip that we have of this emergency show.
Love just about every one of you. There's a couple little mosquitoes that have to check this out every day. I don't know why. They're obsessed weirdos. But for the most part, we got a very cool group of people every morning, and I want to acknowledge them today. And it really helps a lot if you download a few. Like I said, you have the worst timing. You got the worst.
All over.
Ron, you're a treat. You're just a treat.
It's all over the plant.
You're just a treat. It helps a lot if you subscribe to Opie Radio wherever you get your podcasts and download a few of these. Okay. I want everyone to have a great weekend. All right. Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
That was it.
So he never addresses it. Everyone's asking, what's the total amount? He won't answer the question. What do you think's going on here, Adam? He doesn't want Ron to get more money, right?
Yeah, I think he doesn't like it. I think he doesn't know how to handle it. I think he is trying out stealing the money, keeping it from him, seeing if he can get away with it. And that after this, one of two things will happen. He'll just give him all the money, or he'll have some explanation, excuse as to what's been going on and where it went. But one of those two things will happen on Monday, because he's always aware of what we do, and he knows that it's not going to end well if he wants to keep up this ruse.
He's a lot of things, right? From all the years I've known him, I've never, ever thought of him being some kind of thief or pulling something like this.
Yeah, it's wild, right? I wouldn't expect that either.
No, not at all. And then,
really, because I see him letting people pay for things when they shouldn't.
That's different.
I see him taking, but it's still feeling like you naturally deserve more than everyone and everything else around you, and not being fair. He steals comedy lines, he steals personalities and voices and bits, and he's totally comfortable letting people pay for everything for him.
I've seen. There's times where, he hasn't paid for, like, when we're out at dinner or things or of that nature. There's times he has, but not as many as maybe there should have been.
How many is okay?
Maybe every time or
There you
every
go.
other time, like if you see a rotation between the hosts of, oh, Ant's paying this time around, he's paying, it's fine. But when it's always, oh, this one's paid for dinner. We've been traveling for, like, the virus tour, right? And the staff will go out to dinner or whatever. And one time we ran into a restaurant where Anthony was with his girlfriend at the time. They were eating another part of the restaurant. He came over to say hi and everything. Then he left. We go to pay the bill, and we found out later he paid the bill. Like, he paid before we left. And didn't tell us. We didn't know. So, that's always nice to see when your boss does something.
Very Sinatra, Rickles. And tell me about when that happened when you ran into Opie one time.
What?
When did that? Tell me about how that happened when you ran into Opie one time at dinner, and then Opie came over and said hi, and then he paid for your dinner. Did that ever happen?
No.
I can tell you in Las Vegas, I was in Las Vegas with Hackamania, and we had a big dinner with 12 of us, and Rocco was the one who invited us all and was paying for the bill. And Anthony tried to pay the bill, and Rocco recognized this early on and got the server and said, someone's going to try to pay this. Here's my card. Don't want them. And Anthony immediately was just like, hey, I'm going to get this. And the guy goes, nope, can't do it. Rocco's getting this.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would never happen in another scenario.
But to bring it back to this, it's like, I that's can be shitty, but that's also different. I never would think of him as trying to steal money from anybody,
especially Ron Berman. That'd be crazy, right?
No, but he would want to torture him and go too far with it and not realize that he had maybe committed a crime, or that other people that are a little younger can see what goes on the internet a little clearer than he can.
Around the Valentine's Day thing, where the donations were going to him or to his account or something, and that he was going to match it or whatever the agreement was, and then he would pay, and then it took a while for him to admit that he paid, he was delaying the whole thing. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Setting up a dummy account and saying, I'm going to run this for you, that's not even a joke. Like, that's a crime.
It's a crime. Yeah.
I can't honestly think he did that.
I hope not.
Well, I'm guessing he just has access to Ron's. I'm guessing they did it together.
That could
and
be
he
it.
has, so he could set it up for him, which might be necessary. Ron goes back and forth between, I have no idea how this works, and he said the other day something about having something DoorDashed. And I was like, well, fuck, if he can DoorDash, he should be able to set up a fucking Venmo.
A Venmo, right.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You still have to have a credit card or a bank account or something.
I have no idea. I hope that's not the case. I don't understand this at all, how this is all working out, and I'd like to see how this unfolds. But honestly, I can't honestly think that he would be stealing the money from Ron.
I hope not. And I
because if he does, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Like, sell one of your fucking places before you start stealing from a waiter who's living in a basement in Astoria.
Well, that's why we're here.
Yes,
when
that is why we're
Aaron
here.
Imholt decided that hospice doctors really had it coming. I remember us on one of these shows saying, hey, man, it's not too late. As a deep Catholic like you are, maybe you want to try another.
Dial it back. Like,
so that's what we're doing here. That's the emergency, is whatever you're thinking about doing Monday, why don't you just show him what he's won?
What a great cap to this episode. And speaking of Las Vegas and Hackamania and people buying meals, I hung out with my friend Mike Boudet from the Sword and Scale.
Sword and Scale, yeah.
We had a little pre-production meeting at a Mexican restaurant for Who Are These Podcasts episode. And Mike came down and he decided to buy us all lunch, which was really sweet. But even sweeter, he just gifted 50 Who Are These Podcast memberships. That is incredible, my friend. Thank you so much for doing that. If you got a membership, you'll go on there. You'll see that we just put out some members-only content. Of course, our Saturday shows are on there. But also, I did a crossover with Dick Masterson just on Thursday that you can check out. And we did another Living in the Past with Stuttering John. We do that once a month. It's a bonus show that we do when you're on our Patreon or on our YouTube channel. So thank you for that. And then, not to be outdone, Mike Boudet's over on Super Tip. And he sends this $100 from Sword and Scale. It says, this is for Adam, since Kevin Brennan said you don't pay him. Get yourself a latte or something out there in LA. Is that how much it is for a latte? $100?
That's without foam, but yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, I'll chip in an extra 20 so you can get the foam on it. But thank you so much, Mike Boudet, Sword and Scale, the best true crime podcast out there. Check it out. And thank you so much, Mike, for helping us out. Yajits, who I also saw donating to Opie on Friday, says, dream come true to be included in a WATP Opie segment. Love the show, and Sir Nagel is a legend. Fuck yeah. That's awesome, man. And thanks for helping out Opie.
Home run, Comey, a home run.
Good to see Yajits. And, of course, Mike Boudet is an old school O&A fan.
Mm-hmm.
So appreciate him being on. I know he's been on Anthony's show on Compound.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. So very cool to see him. And guys, thank you so much for hopping on with me for this emergency show that we just did.
Thanks for having me.
I feel like we got a little closer to finding out the answers.
I agree.
And I look forward to picking this back up on Wednesday.
We will pick this back up on Wednesday.
Can you imagine that this just goofing session actually led to like an investigation of wire fraud? Like,
yes, I can. I really can, because that's usually what is the first step in finding out about the murders.
Adam says this
It's
all
always
the time.
tax fraud.
Adam says this all the time. He's just like, this could be like a huge story. Like, we find out there are actually children buried underneath a house somewhere, and we're the first people the FBI go to, and we're on the first 48. It's a possibility this happens.
So all right. So Adam's implying this is hiding in plain sight by doing the podcast, admitting things under the guise of we're all goofing around, and then it turns out, oh no, he is using a fraudulent account to steal funds. Oh no, they searched his house and there's a murder weapon. There's blood stains that he didn't fully clean out of the linoleum in the kitchen or something along those lines.
I know you think this is a bit, Eric. This would be the second time this has happened on WATP.
Yeah,
that's true.
Do you understand? There's the podcast Hitman.
Oh,
who's
yeah,
broadcasting.
I forgot about him.
That's very true.
Yeah, see how quickly we forget? I'm here so we don't forget.
And that's why this was an
emergency show.
That's right.
Carl,
Thanks,
if
John.
it does happen, you can spin this and compete against Mike in the true crime genre of podcast, get a Netflix special, all of this stuff.
Oh, I'm teaming up with Mike.
Yeah,
If
we're
this
all working
happens.
together
Are you
on
kidding
this.
me?
Yeah.
I'm Mike, you're in. Let's go. Let's talk about Opie murdering his family. This is gonna be fucking awesome. Yes, it's on Netflix for sure.
I gotta go. Bye. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Sorry, Opie cut you off. What were you saying, Adam?
No, I just said in the boxing ring terms of service.
Correct. Yes, we're all friends here. It's Eric Nagel is where you can go to check out Eric.
Yeah, the video version and clips and all that stuff up on the YouTube channel. You can go subscribe there, get yourself a membership if you want to help us out there. And the audio version still on iHeart. We'll see how much longer that goes.
Excellent. Good for you. And of course, Adam Bush, anything you're promoting, my friend?
Yes, there's a book called The History of Stand-Up by Wayne Fetterman, from Mark Twain to Dave Chappelle. He is a writer for The Tonight Show, a director, a great comedian. He's on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's an amazing book. I recommend everybody check it out.
All right.
Farting in the mosh pits of morning radio.
Okay. Great show. Good job, everybody.
Great job, everyone.